Hi everyone. Welcome to Lunchtime Live. I've opened the program a couple minutes early in case we have any early birds for today's bird program. Let's see, if you have anybody joining us early for today's Lunchtime Live. It's just about noon on Tuesday. And let's see, if you're with us and you can hear me all right, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Maybe a type in the comments that you can hear me all right. I'm standing here down in the river valley. I see a thumbs up. See a few eyeballs on my screen. Welcome. Maybe we have some new visitors today, some new fans in our audience, I hope. Great, awesome. Joe, thank you for that feedback. And welcome to Lunchtime Live. So, Robin was down here in the River Valley at the Bird and Butterfly Garden, and that's where I am. So how's everybody doing today? Oh, there we go. It's 12 o'clock. Hi, Lorena. It's 12 o'clock. It's time for Lunchtime Live, broadcasting from the Tijuana River Valley Regional Park Bird and Butterfly Garden. My name is Maria. I'm an education specialist that's bringing you around Lunchtime Live for close to a year and a half now, I guess. And here we are again at Tijuana River Action Month. So last week we were down here. Robin was down here. Thanks, Susie. Down here to kick off Lunchtime Live, these special episodes of Lunchtime Live happening down here in the Tijuana River Valley as part of Tijuana River Action Month. And this is a series of hands-on, educational, and virtual events that we've been doing. I think we're in 12th year now to raise awareness and stewardship of the River Valley, the Tijuana River Valley. So check out our Facebook page and the Tijuana River Action Network Facebook page for all of those events. But today, for Lunchtime Live, we want to highlight this very interesting and vocal bird. We're doing birds for this special series, and this one, today, we're doing the California Thrasher. Get to know the California Thrasher. And if you have any questions or comments related to today's topic, the California Thrasher, please feel free to type those in the chat at any time. And there is a slight delay. The service seems to be good so far, and I will wait for those and do my best to answer them. And if you're watching later through the recorded version, again, always feel free to ask a question, and we'll do our best to go back and share those with you. So let's get to know the California Thrasher. Any birders in the audience today? Anybody here ever seen or heard of or heard the California Thrasher? Now, this is a bird that I'm only a little bit familiar with, but you can see it's got this distinct, once you see a picture, you may never forget it. This is a bird that's in the Mimidae family, which is similar to the mockingbirds. So very vocal. You can see it's a brownish bird, darker brown on the top, kind of maybe a rusty or peachy colored chest, dark eye, and then look at that distinct downward curved bill. I mean, you see that and you don't forget it, right? White throat and that very long tail. That very long tail. This is a fairly medium-sized to large bird, about maybe the size of a robin, with some long legs and that long tail. Any birders out there? Anyone seen or heard of the California Thrasher? Now, this is a bird. There are, I believe 8 thrashers in North America. This is one of them. And where do you find this? Where do you find this bird? This is a bird in the chaparral plant community. So here in the River Valley, a lot of riparian habitat, but maybe a little further south, we've got our mix of coastal sage scrub and chaparral. That is a very dense, scrubby, shrubby habitat where you can find the California thrasher living its entire life in that habitat. Now, and again, this is a year-round bird, not migratory, so you may see it if you're out and about any time of the year, no specific time of the year when you go looking for it. Now, this bird, though, because it's in the chaparral, this bird this bird is what we might call like a key species of the chaparral. It lets us know, if habitat loss, how it's affecting the species. And with the California thrasher, something like 1.3% of the population, there's a population decline each year. So this species has been put on what we call the yellow list. It's a, kind of a warning that their population is in decline. And that is because the loss of chaparral plant community. Now, when it's in the chaparral, where can you see it? And you can see here, it is perched high on top of a particular plant. Could be, the lemonade berry, a toyon, a laurel sumac, large bush of the chaparral. Okay, and but you can also see them along the ground with those long legs. These birds spend quite a bit of time on the ground, and the only one I've ever seen was on the ground. It was out in Mission Trails on a peak. Anyone knows Piles Peak? I was out there and I saw this bird and didn't really know anything about thrashers, and saw this kind of funny bird running around the ground while we were there. Of course, that curved beak stood out to me, and I was able to figure out what it was. But and then I don't know, maybe a year or so later, when I went back to that Piles Peak, there was another, maybe the same one, thrasher. So again, running around on the ground. Now, what I haven't seen and what I haven't experienced, and I guess what is really wonderful, is their song. And they have a long song, a couple of minutes long, several minutes long, beautiful song. And it's usually when they're perched high on something like, a lemonade berry or one of the chaparral bushes, that they are vocalizing, singing that beautiful song, long song. When they're hungry, they forage around on the ground with a sort of, a sweeping motion with their beak through the leaf litter in the winter, looking for insects, grubs, beetles, that sort of thing. Anyone ever seen that? And please, anyone is a bird watchers in our group, or, I'm not a bird watcher necessarily, but I have seen them, and or seen one or two. I have not experienced their foraging in the spring and summer when plants are fruiting. They'll eat berries, and fruit. I saw a nice picture. I think it was Mark Arndt that supplied the picture for today's program. The Facebook event where it looks like it's eating a berry from a toyon. Those are pretty bitter, but so fruit in the summer, insects in the winter. Now, the males and females, they mate for life. And by the way, I think they can get up to about 9 years old. Now, the males and females will mate for life. They do everything together. They forage together, they sing together, they defend their territory together, but they construct their nests together. nests, by the way, 7 or so feet off ground in the thick chaparral vegetation. Okay, and they build a fairly large nest, I think up to about 10 inches or so in diameter. Now, the female, she will lay some very beautiful, and of course I have a picture of them, bluish eggs, splotched. Might be hard to see the splotches in there. Anywhere between 1 and 6. Okay, that's quite a lot of eggs if you go full. But here it looks like 3 as the average, or 3 to 4, but anywhere between 1 and 6. They will incubate these eggs together. When the chicks hatch, sometimes the male will continue to feed them, but the female, she's ready for her second brood, her second. She might start building a second nest and getting ready to hatch another set of chicks for that nesting season. And when the chicks hatch, and thanks to Robin, who printed this out for me. Look at that. They're born fairly, helpless, but very chick-like. That almost looks pretty large there, but pretty funny. So imagine a nest full of those guys. All right. Let's see, what else? California Thrasher, again, living in the chaparral, coastal sage scrub. Look at that long tail when they are running around. I guess that tail is, and when I saw it running, it was kind of, upright in the air. Pretty distinct behavior with the California Thrasher. So any questions or comments today? Pretty quiet audience up there. Hopefully this is going through. Hopefully the signal isn't a little wonky. We are down here in the River Valley, trying to do, trying to highlight and create some awareness that we're here in the River Valley for Tijuana River Action Month, and encourage, folks to become aware of the efforts going on to promote this very unique and important biological area. Let's see, how long? Oh, good. Hi, Donna. Now I see some questions coming in. Let's see. You're doing okay. How long are they? That's a great question. I would say maybe from tip. I really don't know, but imagine like a robin with this long tail. So, maybe 8 inches or so. Yeah, I believe Joe says, cool looking bird. I believe I've seen it before. Yeah, I've only ever seen that one on Piles Peak, but I don't spend a lot of time birding or even hanging out in chaparral. But they are seen at Border Field, maybe not so much from this exact location where I am at the Bird and Butterfly Garden. We chose this location because it's usually has a pretty decent signal for doing this sort of thing. We were here last year as well for Tijuana River Action Month. Anybody else? Any other last questions, comments? The California Thrasher. When I was online, I did get, I saw some videos or heard some videos of the beautiful song that it makes. I've seen one on the Bayside Trail in Point Loma. Awesome. Okay, cool. That's, I don't know the Bayside Trail very well. Maybe there is some chaparral there. And obviously California Thrasher. So they're a bird to watch out for. Like I said, their population seems to be in a slow decline. But definitely able to see them year-round in here in Southern California, chaparral. I'm just kind of waiting to see anyone else have any other questions or comments. The California Thrasher, and really, really interesting bird, living a fairly long life in the chaparral. All right, everyone. Well, either there's a delay or we're out of questions. I hope everyone is having a great day. You're very welcome. Thank you, Joe, for tuning in. Are they found in Baja California too? Yes, I believe in the coastal sage, or sorry, in the chaparral, extending into Baja as well. But there are thrashers. There are more than one species of thrasher in North America. This one, California thrasher, in that Southern California Baja range, in a similar habitat. Species don't typically know that there's a political boundary, so good chance. How far into Baja, I don't know, but it's the habitat, the plant community that's going to be key in finding this bird there. Anyone else? Great questions. And all right, well, I hope everyone again having a great day. Join us for some other Tijuana River Action Month events. Check the calendar, and we'll see you next week for Lunchtime Live back down here in the River Valley. All right, everyone, have a great day.